everywhere, far and in between. Welcome to the premiere episode of the Monologue Room LA Live, a virtual podcast where creatives gather to perform, share, and discuss an array of different topics, including stage, film, television, and of course, current events. I'm your host, moderator, the Devo Duell Andrews, hailing from Los Angeles, and today we have some special guests joining us on the panel this evening, all of whom are brilliant, beautiful women and true multi-hyphenists when it comes to their craft. One of the topics we'll be kicking off today's episode with is women in media, so you don't want to miss it. But before we get into all the juiciness, I have to introduce y'all to my lovely co-host here in the studio. First, she is an artist, casting associate, executive producer, creator of the Monologue Room LA series. Please give a warm welcome to my dear friend, the marvelous, outspoken Miss Marina Kidd, y'all. Woo! Come in this room, girl. Where you at, girl?
Hey!
Hey!
Thank you so much for that introduction. Thank you.
You're welcome. You know, I gotta represent the queen when she shows up, you know.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. You know I do. You know I love you.
You know I love you too, boo. I see you with your pink on your glasses. You showing out on this premiere.
We representing tonight.
I feel it. I feel
I
it.
see yours. I love it.
Repping it. Merch coming soon. But let's introduce our girl into the room. Last but never least, we have in the studio a true actress of all trades. She's an up-and-coming screenwriter, producer, wardrobe assistant, tech enthusiast, director, and production coordinator who has worked on popular shows like 911 on Fox, 20s on BET, and countless others. She also happens to be another one of my nearest and dearest. Please show some love to the brilliantly beautiful Miss Brittany Nicholas, y'all. Girl, get in this room!
Yay! We made it, y'all. We here. Look at us.
Yes, baby. Yes, we're doing it.
Looking like a Sherbert Sunday. I love it. Yes.
That's what I'm here for. Come on, Sherbert.
How is everyone doing?
Oh man.
I'm just excited for tonight's show. We got a great panel.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do. And just you guys too alone. You guys are great. You guys are awesome. All the work we put in behind this. Thank you so much, Britt.
It's happening.
Thank you guys so much. People wouldn't believe.
I know.
It's easy to stand behind a fearless leader, so we thank you.
Oh, really? Thank you so much. No, you guys are the best. Seriously. Thank you.
Absolutely.
We're so humbled to have this opportunity to share the Monologue Room finally on air.
Finally. On air. It's not in person, but it's live.
you know, I really fought against the whole live and virtual thing, but it was necessary.
Absolutely.
It's necessary. So yeah.
It's been a long time.
Absolutely.
It's been a long time coming, and I'm happy to be able to get back in this saddle with you people because I love you. I love this idea. The Monologue Room means so much to me. And I couldn't ask for a better team to be working with.
I appreciate
it. And I'm looking forward to talking to these ladies tonight. Ooh,
I know.
I haven't seen them in so long. I know they're full of gems.
I know. I'm excited.
We're about to get blessed tonight, y'all.
All right.
Yes. Our first topic is women in media, but before we get into it, let's get into some current events, shall we?
Let's do it.
We shall.
All right now. So first topic of the night is the critically acclaimed, the anticipated sequel to a cult classic starring the incomparable, the awesome Mr. Eddie Murphy, Coming to America 2. So how do we feel about it? Have we seen it already?
What's going on? Go ahead, Marina. I'm going to let you go first.
Okay, so yes, I've seen it. I've watched it 5 times now. And
5 times?
And
I don't blame you.
I mean, every time I watched it, I heard something different or saw something different, and I just really enjoyed the cast. I really enjoy Eddie Murphy as the true artist that he is.
Yes.
Eddie is not just a comedian. He is, I mean, he's all everything, producer, actor, comedian. He does it all, and I really enjoyed the cast. I really enjoyed seeing Arsenio Hall. I enjoyed Jermaine Fowler. I believe that's his name. He played the son. I enjoyed him.
Yes.
I had never seen him in a role, so I'm always excited to see new talent. I'm not saying that he's new to Hollywood or acting or anything, but I had never seen him before. I enjoyed Tiana Taylor. I'm a Tiana Taylor fan. I enjoyed her. I also enjoyed seeing James Earl Jones. I just enjoyed everything about it. It was funny, and I enjoyed it.
Absolutely. One of the things that I wanted to talk about was how Eddie Murphy is a genius at pulling together a cast of people that are epic. Think about Harlem Nights. Think about, I mean, the first Coming to America, that was brimming with talent.
Right.
And to see that Eddie is such a good, he's able to pick people who deserve to be recognized. And then once he got them, they shine. Leslie Jones killed this.
Murdered
it. I mean, I could not ask for a better opportunity to see her in full action. I mean, I used to watch BET Comic View, so I know of Leslie Jones, but I've never seen her in this light, and I'm so excited for her trajectory. I mean, she blew up at what, I forget what Olympics that was, but it was like a few years ago where she was the host of the Olympics for a long time.
Wow.
But this was almost like Leslie Jones' film. I'm gonna put it out there, be honest. I was looking for every scene she was in because I know she was gonna bring it.
Yeah, she was definitely funny. I watched her on SNL, but this was a different
Me
life
too.
for her. Yeah, this was a totally different life for her, and even my respect level for her as an artist just totally like skyrocketed. So I was amazed, actually. I was just like, whoa. And then Wesley Snipes, I couldn't get over him. I was just happy to see him in a role like that. Go ahead, Joelle. What do you think?
No, I was just agreeing because it's just seeing. I think we had a conversation about this, in rehearsals last week about it, and I think Brittany, you put it so eloquently. It was like a love, like as you would say, a love letter to blackness.
A love letter to blackness. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just seeing people that we are familiar with mixed with some new up and coming talent, and everybody just meshed so well, and everybody for one looked like they did not age a day over the original. So it's just like, it was amazing to see that. I'm like Marina. I wanted to watch it over and over and over again. I mean, I almost watched it right before we got on, but I was like, no, I'm gonna be late. But anyway, the talent is it's amazing, and it just gives us, especially as artists who were, and the artists that we're talking to, some hope that there's opportunities for us. We're able to see ourselves on those screens and in those platforms and seen in such a positive light, not the light that a lot of other mediums have shown us in. So I love this film. It's a cult classic. It'll forever be a cult classic, and I'm just glad that it surpassed all the expectations that we always have for those sequels. We've been kind of like, I'm gonna be honest, I was a little nervous. I was like, I'm gonna need y'all not to touch a classic like this, but sometimes you gotta trust the master, and Eddie is a master, so I bow to Eddie. I'm all great success, and I hope true genius, one of a kind.
Okay.
Okay, are we ready to get into our next current topic, y'all?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, as many of you know, it's we're celebrating International Women's Month. And one of these amazing women we're highlighting right now is Audra Day, who just won Best Actress at the Golden Globes,
Yes.
especially beating out people like Viola Davis in that category, an up-and-comer. She's just this beacon of light as she was portraying the role of Billie Holiday in the United States versus Billie Holiday on Hulu. So have you guys had a chance to see it? What are your thoughts? What are your feelings? I'm so excited about this.
Go ahead, Britt.
If I haven't seen it yet, so I'll go first, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
I am waiting to be able to sit down, have dinner, have a glass of wine, have a shot, cry, get mad. I feel like the reason why I haven't seen it, I'm so excited to see this film that I wanted to have a day just to be able to absorb it all and then decompress.
Yeah.
But the biggest excitement of it all is that Andra Day, who knew? We know her, what her vocal cords can do. But who knew that she was going to grab the Best Actress award? Come on. And can you tell me she doesn't look like Billie Holiday? I mean,
no, she does.
Casting, y'all need to, y'all win. Y'all win for this one. Y'all win for this one, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So I'm excited. I can't wait. And I'm so proud and excited. And Lee Daniels, come on, man. Like, stop it. Give us some youngins, the youngins in the room, an opportunity to come out and shine. You ain't gotta steal the show every time, man. Come on.
I have not seen it yet. Just like Britt, I want to have the moment where it's just me and the movie really, soaking it up. And yes, like you said, we do know Andra Day for her singing ability, which she is very awesome at that. And I knew when I heard that Andra Day would be playing her, I knew that she would capture everything of Billie Holiday because of her vocals. But I did not think about her acting capability because I know that she, I've never seen her act or in a role. But however, I know she did an awesome job if she pulled that award. I did watch a couple of interviews. I watched Lee Daniels and I watched Andra Day. And Lee Daniels actually said that he really, I can't quote him, but he didn't really care for Andra Day to do the role or to be in this role, just because she's not an actress. But he went to some event where she was singing, and it just totally changed his perspective and his attitude about bringing her on into the role. And also, Andra Day was very reluctant on taking the role because she did not want to do a disservice to Billie, which is understandable. Billie, that's some hard shoes to fill, even though she's just, playing a role. But yeah, she did an awesome job. I know she did. For her to pull a Golden Globe, really, over Viola?
Yeah,
so, yeah,
the Viola.
Yeah.
The Viola.
You got to be doing something real good
you
to
know
be
how you feel about
that
Viola.
tear.
I know I love me some B, honey. You know I love me some BD, honey. No, not that. Viola Davis.
Exactly. Kudos to her. I love Andra Day, and I can't wait to see it.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, you are in for a treat. I actually had a chance to see it maybe like 2 weeks ago, and it's one of those films that you just want to sit and turn your phone on and just get immersed in the time. And
I thought so.
It was so political. It showed a different side of Billie that a lot of people aren't familiar with, other than her being such a prolific figure in herself, being this, this singer with amazing talent. She was very politically aware. She was very aware of the times and what her place was as far as what her platform was, and using her voice to, in a way, speak upon what's going on in society, and the fact that she went through so much. Like, you'll see the film. I don't want to give anything away for those who haven't seen it, but like we see a more politically, socially aware, more political side of Billy that a lot of people aren't familiarly aware of, that people haven't necessarily talked about, in history so far. So I give it to her for going there. Like, Audra really went there. She took the notes and she just made that character her own, as opposed to being a caricature of an artist. She was actually immersed in that role to where she made a believer out of me. So I turned my phone off. I was just like, okay, I'm buying it. And the entire cast, the entire cast, the ensemble, like around her, supporting her to tell the story was phenomenal. You had Trayvante Rogers from Moonlight. You had Tone Bell, who is actually more of a comedic actor, going to take his side part.
Because I've seen way too many pictures. I was like, who is that? That's Tone Bell.
Yes, honey. Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
Watch it, honey. Trust me. It's a good old date night movie if you want to get snuggled up with your boo during the winter. It's that movie, baby. It's that movie. Okay. So kudos to Audra. We're rooting for you.
We love you.
Bring home the gold. All right. Our last current topic, of course, is the Pan-African Film Festival, which happens every year, but this year it's going virtual. Actually, it's taking place. It started in February and it ends on the 19th of March. So if you have a chance, go to the website, the Pan-African Film Festival website, and check out some amazing films by local artists of color, filmmakers as well. I think one of our own, who's going to be on the show very soon, Camille Shirelle, she's an actress. Some of you guys know her from her stint on Half and the Half-Nots for Tyler Perry on BET. Yes. She has a film that's currently in the Pan-African Film Festival. We'll talk to her more about it when she comes on in the next upcoming weeks. We're so excited about that. But of course, go check it out.
Celeste's Dream. Yes.
Celeste's Dream. Yes. Yes. Camille, we looking forward to seeing you, girl.
Yes,
it's on you now.
For you in the daytime with a flashlight,
boo. We want you on here.
Awesome. So let's keep it going, y'all. Let's get into it. We have an amazing panel on today's show. Without further ado, let's welcome our guest. Our first guest on the Monologue Room LA Live is an actress, writer, producer, and still one of the top 3 finalists and fan favorites of season 1 of the Monologue Room Live pilot series. We are so humbled to have her here to chat it up with us. Give a warm welcome to our very own and another dear friend, Miss Ebony Jones. Get in the room, girl.
Hello. So good to see you.
All right, love. We're so happy to have you here. Also in the room, we have our next guest joining the panel this evening. Another one of my faves and an all-around multi-hyphenate in her own right. She is a writer, indie filmmaker who has directed numerous indie films and web series, which include Wade's World, the series on 2K Live TV, as well as the critically acclaimed indie short film Silent Screens, in addition to being her own CEO of her own production company, Mustard Seed Films. Please put your hands together for TMR alum, my sister friend, our very own Miss Shea Harris. Hey, boo! Come on in the room! Yes! We're so happy to have you here on the Monologue Room Los Angeles Live podcast. Oh my gosh!
Yay!
So happy to be here.
Yay! Welcome.
Hello, Brittany. Hi.
Hi, ladies. Oh, it's so good to see your beautiful faces. There's Marina. She's coming in now. Hey!
Family reunion.
I miss you guys.
Oh my gosh. How is everyone doing? What have you been doing? I see the skin is glowing, so I know you're healthy.
Quarantine is doing wonders for me. I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Doing all right.
Doing good. Doing good. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
Yes.
You for having us.
Thank you for coming out in your living rooms.
Yes.
That part.
Yes. That part. Yes.
No, the window is great. Awesome.
I got to work on my backdrop, so we'll keep it moving. So go ahead, D.
We're so excited to have you guys on the premiere episode. Like I said, it's been a minute since we've all been in the same room together. Like I said, Monologue Room has gone through so much changes, and we're finally here virtually to kind of chat it up and check in with you guys and see what's been going on since the last time we've seen you. I know a lot's been going on, so let's kind of get into it. Let's get into it because our topic today is women in media, and you are definitely phenomenal women in media. So, like I told y'all in rehearsal, I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna ask the questions. Let the queens come first, okay? Because that's what they taught me to do.
Let us
When the queens talk, the queen knows how to sit and chill.
Well, I think I'll go ahead and start us off. I think everyone here, especially myself, is just really curious how you've been handling the pandemic. What has life been like for you ladies? How have you been trying to or succeeding to stay sane, locked up in your spots? And just keep the juices flowing and keep your mind and your focus on the goal of whatever it is, acting, writing, producing.
I think through great challenges, beautiful things happen. And for me, to be able to stay sane, it was working out a lot. It was running, reading a lot, but then that gets tiring after a while and you just kind of run out of things. And through that, I feel like is where I became more creative to start my own projects, I think. I'm blessed. I didn't lose anybody personally to the pandemic, but it's been hard to find joy when you know your fellow Americans, your brothers and sisters, are suffering and experiencing great loss. Like some people lost their whole family, so it's been a sombering year for me. And I think staying close to my family and staying in contact with them, FaceTiming my mom and my brother every day kept me grounded.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
Shea?
I was saying I agree. I think Ebony said it beautifully when you stated that beautiful things come out of difficulty, and the entire world has been affected by the recent pandemic last year and this year continuing. For me, I've always had a spiritual connection with God, and that is literally always my saving grace. That's what I turn to in moments of difficulty. That's what I turn to in great occasions of celebration as well. So for me, it was definitely I did a lot of inner work last year, and I'm still doing inner work. That's probably the sad in me, but I did a lot of inner work. And that helped me to stay grounded. I did lose some people to COVID, but I also know a lot of people who were unaffected, health-wise. So it's just kind of this finding balance, right, in the midst of something that's so uncertain and that is so broad, and where the effects of it are from one extreme to the next, and to keep a sense of sanity. Working out definitely. Let me not lie. Working out during 2020, didn't really happen. But towards the end of it, I was like, I have to get back on it. And so that's been what's been calming me lately is working on my physical health, my mental health, like I said, spiritual. I've done a lot of meditating, and just keeping in contact with people that you love, your loved ones, your friends, your family, those have been the things that have kept me grounded, because I have been able to witness the fact that that in itself is a blessing, having people, because there are a lot of people who don't have people. And it sounds crazy and it sounds weird when you have people, to just imagine or think that there are those out there that don't have anyone to reach out to. So that in itself has been a blessing, and me just remembering that and remembering to reach out to the people that matter.
Yeah, it's so true.
Absolutely.
I feel like at this time, it's like so important that we put in perspective what's truly important, and family and mental health and self-care are very, very prevalent at this time. So we, like I said, what you're saying, how you're keeping yourself together is so important. And I feel like a lot of our listeners will also be able to relate to that, because it's such a unprecedented times that we through, especially as creatives.
Uh-oh.
We lost you, D.
Are we all frozen?
No, just do
No, I'm here.
Just D, huh?
Is it just D?
Right when he's talking.
I know.
It's the king in the room.
I know.
Okay. Yeah, it's literally just him. Oh man. Well, I'll go ahead and kind of, share with you ladies.
Oh, he's back.
Huh?
He's back, I think.
You good, D? Go ahead and finish what you were saying. You froze for a little bit, but we're back. All right.
I was saying I totally agree with Shea. I totally agree with that, Shea. I've been doing the same thing. So thank you for mentioning that, because a lot of people don't necessarily take into account their mental health and their self-awareness and taking the time out to really check in with themselves. And I think that's what this time was about for a lot of us, whether we're creative minds or not, just to really check in and figure out what it is that's more important to us outside of all the monotony of the hustle and bustle of life in itself. So thank you for saying that. That really is very supportive, and we appreciate you bringing that to light for us and our listeners.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So D, we've been working on it. You have one of our special questions for these ladies?
Oh yes, special questions. So since it is, y'all forgive me, I'm super hyped. So since it is International Women's Month, they say it's a day, but I figure we might as well celebrate the entire month, because there's so many women that we need to celebrate in so many different fields. So as women in media, what are some of the challenges that you've had to face in the industry when it comes to representation in today's world? Either one of you can go.
I'll start, I guess. I think finding a place where you feel you can be heard. Psychologically, for me, it's feeling like I have to ask to be here. That's one of, I think, the biggest challenges, is feeling like for a while that because I didn't see the representation of myself on screen, where it was like asking permission to have this space to be created and to share my story. Also, being typecast, or I go to my representation and tell them what roles I want to, but they're still giving me or submitting me for those typecast roles that I personally want to move away from, because there's more stories of the Black experience that I want to tell that aren't the ones that we've been so used to seeing. And just fighting for my voice to be heard. I feel like it's been a struggle in this industry, to be taking, that I have something to say. I have a story I want to share with the rest of the world, and I want to be taken seriously and not stereotyped or discriminated against. And that's what I have struggled with. And if anything has pushed me close to quitting, has been that.
Yeah.
I would ask, because I feel like across the board, as a woman of color in this industry, we all have different battles, but it's very similar. What has that battle scar that has helped you to, fight through that next kind of roadblock or that next bit of pushback to have your voice heard or be seen or be propelled to the front of the class, as I would like to call it?
The one thing for me is my family, my ancestors. There was when I think about quitting, I think of my family. I think of my great grandparents. They didn't quit so I could be here, and their conditions were a lot worse than mine. It's like I'm experiencing not a light version of discrimination, but compared to what they went through, it's considered light. So those moments that I feel like I'm giving up, I have to remind myself they didn't, and that's why I'm here. And I would do them a disservice, and their deaths, some murders, would be in vain if I give up because some man's, telling me that, oh no, I see you playing the big booty girl, or you should be more black. And I'm like, how can you tell me to be more black and I'm black every day,
Right.
And so that keeps me going is the sacrifices. And I feel like that's what brings us all together collectively, is that we have that pain together. We have, no matter where you are in the US, in the world for that matter, we share that pain of what our forefathers and stuff had to go through just for us to be here.
Yeah.
Got it. Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Shea, you want to hop on?
I agree wholeheartedly with everything that Ebony just said. Like, for me, it's very much similar. It's the legacy, it's the lineage, it's the ancestors. It's like life is hard, right? Life is hard. Giving up is hard. Pushing uphill, hard. Choose your hard. You know what I'm saying? And so I would rather choose the hard that keeps me going, that will ultimately breed results, so that my future seeds will have it lighter, like you stated, how we have it lighter than our ancestors had it, so that our generations to come will have it even lighter than we have it. It's definitely it's difficult, but again, choose your difficult. Choose what you want to fight for. God has given each and every one of us a measure of something, a gift, a dream, a vision. And I think that it is our responsibility to live our life until our life is done in pursuit of that. Because he wouldn't have placed it inside of us were it not possible. He never said it would be easy, right? But it's definitely possible if you just don't give up. And that's easier said than done, right? It sounds, oh yeah, okay, sure, don't give up. And then 50 million obstacles, pop up in front of you. But we're built for this. At the end of the day, we're built for it. And when you find yourself in situations where it does seem overwhelming or it seems like it's too much, I believe that that's the beauty of community. That's the beauty of tribism. That's the beauty of fellowshipping with like-minded people and reaching out, even if your person is only one other person, being able to have platforms like this to express how you truly feel, and maybe even ask for some sort of advice, so that people who've either gone through something similar or can aid in that process, and create a little bit of whatever we're going through. And so the same here. It's, just being a woman, being a Black woman in this industry can be very tumultuous. We have stories and we have vision, and it doesn't always look like what's popular, or it doesn't always look like, what's accepted. And sometimes it can be discouraging to want to push forward with that, because it's like, oh, well, it's not like this, or it doesn't fit in this category, or the stereotypes that they place us in, like, oh, women always writing love stories. It's like, well, you know, if they are, that's fine. Love stories
Yeah.
they're very real. You know, love is real. And I think sometimes we get caught up in the shaming of that, and then people find themselves in areas where they're trying to do something outside of what's natural to them, and then they wonder why they're having so much pushback with that. So I've experienced a little bit of that in the industry, and again, reaching out to other women who are writers and directors and even actresses and producers, and just like, hey girl, look, I got this idea, right? I'm on the ledge. I need you to talk me off the ledge, because that's been a saving grace of sorts for me, because I 1,000% I feel, Ebony, like I'm there with you, sis, like for sure.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But we shall overcome.
Yes.
Yes, we will. Absolutely. And kind of piggybacking on that and keeping the convo going, I know a lot of our listeners are probably interested in asking both of you, like, what is your creative process like when it comes to preparing for an upcoming project? As you know, opportunities are limited, so when you're given the opportunity to, showcase your talent, like, give us kind of like a bird's eye view into, what is your day-to-day process, or your process for the first day of shooting? Like, what is your creative process like in preparing for a role, or in your case, Shea, producing or directing a project?
Ebony, do you want to go first?
You can take it. Take it, queen. You go.
Black girl magic and black king magic on so it just depends on the project, but typically, like most creatives, I probably have a process that seems extremely insane to the average person. I go batshit crazy. Particularly the night before, from a directing standpoint, when getting ready to shoot, I'm on the phone with my AD, making sure that we've got everything down pat. I'm going over my shot lists, just to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Sometimes I will skim over the script again, one more time, just to make sure that I can see the full vision of it, because I'm a very visual person. So I have to be able to see it to know how it's going to all come together. That just kind of helps me. I do a lot of talking to myself. There are a lot of people that live up here.
That is okay.
And
that's fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't answer yourself. So I do a lot of that, and that kind of, believe it or not, alleviates a lot. Because sometimes I feel like, well, for me, at least in my process, because I have a lot of things going on, I'm like a creative to the 1000th degree. So literally my brain is always like, it's never just calm.
Yeah.
And so I have a lot going on, and I'll walk around with it without saying anything. And sometimes it's just like there's so much, it spills over. I have to let it out. And when I start speaking out loud, that kind of helps me. So I'll even portray some of the characters just so that I can make sure that the vision that I would like for my actor to portray is the one that I'm seeing in my head, and that I'm able to cultivate an environment for my actors to be able to deliver and bring out that character for me. So I do a lot of that. Like, I walk around the house talking to myself, looking at the shot list, calling my AD, like, making sure everything is good to go. And then I typically crash. And I'll go to sleep right in time to wake up for whatever the call time is. And then I'm refreshed. And I'm usually extremely nervous. No matter how long I have been doing this, I have butterflies in my stomach when I wake up, when I'm on my way to set. When I take that first sip of coffee, I am completely nervous until that first action is called, and then it's on and popping from there.
And I can attest to that, being an actor, working with Shea on set.
I was just about to say.
The series. Brittany, you could we about to tag team on this. Me and Brittany.
Yes, we really are.
We have seen this woman in action, and trust me, there are no nerves involved when she is on set. She is. I'm telling you, Shonda and Ava better watch out for this one, honey, because she is coming full force. She is a great director, and it was a pleasure working with her, and I'm hoping to do so again in the future. So y'all, look out for this one. She's the real deal.
Absolutely. I've had the distinct pleasure of, I think I've PA'd for you, Shea. Yes. I've more than likely done props or something. I mean, just being on set with you is so much fun. Yes. And being my greatest accomplishment that I can say as far as working under you is being able to be your first AD. And I don't know what you're talking about. Like, your set is fun, precise, to the point, get in, get out. And it's just been a pleasure to work with you. And as much as I know you are in your head, because that's just the world we live in, it does not come off that way. You are cool as a cucumber on set. And I am immensely excited to be able to witness that and see how you jive and you gel with the crew and the cast, and you make magic. I lived in my first opportunity to work with you on set, which was Flawless. I believe that was like one of the first opportunities we worked together, and that's to this day my favorite experience on a professional set or a indie set. So you're a rock star.
Agreed. Yeah, I've never felt that. I've loved every moment of it. Go ahead.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
All right, Ed.
Oh, well, actors are crazy. So the night my original starts the night before, because after my bath, so I have to take a bubble bath with I make sure I prepare with some tea. I'm in bed by 9 o'clock. As soon as I wake up the next day, I'm whoever that character I'm playing for that day. So my preparation depends on the character. So let's say for the roles I did, she was about to die. She was out of oxygen and was in this super futuristic world where you had to pay for oxygen. She's begging for somebody to just top her off like a crack beam. So I have a playlist. So what I do is I'll wake up, I'll meditate, pray for about 15 minutes, set my intentions for the day. I'll always make me breakfast, even though there might be something on set. I'm just just in case I don't have time or whatever, I'm already full and fueled. I do my vocal and my movement warm-ups. I do them at home first because they're loud. I scream at the top of my mouth, and just try to get my throat opened up. And then once I get on, and so I'm in the car and listening to my playlist that I have set out. So then once I get to the set, I am still in that character's zone. I find whatever quiet part of the set that I can and just sit there and just zone out until call time. And a lot of I do that to deal with the nerves, because I'm so nervous. I get you always want to do a good job. You want the director to call you back for another project. So there's all these nerves that go through my body when I'm about to perform. So I have to do this stuff. So by the time I'm there, I'm not myself. I'm that person, and I can give them the best, do them the best justice. So
I love it.
Interesting.
And I talk to myself a lot. I have to tell my boyfriend, I'm I'm in character mode. Right. So he looks at me what's wrong with you today? I'm working on something. I'm working on something.
I see it's a running theme, talking to yourself. So now I don't feel too bad, because I be in here what are we doing today, Brittany?
Right.
Yes.
Just gotta get it out in the air, I guess. I love it. I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna show a little bit of your clip, so folks can see what we know
from TMR.
Yes.
Yes, the living legend.
And now they get to decide who gets the privilege to live in their world? Come home every night to a fucking bed. How do you sleep in it?
Yeah, that was the one I was just talking about too.
Nice.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes, I'm here for it.
Nice.
Thank you.
All right.
I had a lot of depressing
CMR alum.
That was
CMR alum.
Put in that work.
And you're in that mode the whole time.
Yes, for a whole week. Yeah, that whole day. Like it was depressing. I couldn't wait till it was over.
Wow. Wow. I would love to be on set with you at lunch or or during in between shots and you like, why did you do the water?
I'm just mad, just for no reason. I'm like, I apologize. I'd be like, look, this is not me. Not who I am outside this person. Please.
I totally understand. Okay. Gotta stay in it. Focus is key, right? Get through the day. Two takes tops. That's what Shea says. 2 takes. We ain't gonna be here all day.
Exactly. And that too. Like I feel like the more prepared as an actor, it's so easy for everybody else on set. Like just if you know your lines, you've got everything worked out. The director will love you. Am I right?
That is that 1,000. The first thing I yell is, "You better be off book." I don't have time to be playing games.
Right? Let's get this out.
It's so much better when the actors are off book because now it's like we can play, we can have fun, we can do it 50 million times. But if you don't know your lines, then it's very difficult for you to deliver them the way you're supposed to because you don't really know them. You know?
Exactly.
And so it's like, but when you know them like the back of your hand, it's like, okay, I like the way you did that. Now give it to me a different way. Let's play with it. We can have some options, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think I have an interesting question. Just due to the fact that I'm not an actor, but I feel like I invest all of my body, all of my spirit into anything that I do. What is some of your tactics, Shea and Ebony, that would allow you to decompress or come out of it? I know, Shea, you said you crash. Maybe Ebony, you can start us off and like, how do you pull yourself out of the character so you can go about your life, you know, and go to the grocery store and not be yelling water at people, you know?
I spend time alone. Like afterwards, again, like with Shea, I'll go to sleep, but I'll either zone out watching cartoons. I love Family Guy, or because I have to get out of that, and for whatever reason, cartoons puts me back into kid mode, and I don't have to think. So I want to watch something that's mindless, so I can just shake off whatever is left in my body. But I like to spend a little time alone, like afterwards, at least for like a day, just by myself.
Same here. I love me some SpongeBob.
Oh, I used to love Boom.
Absolutely. Shea, so I just want to ask, what does crashing all encompass? Like, what does that mean? Are you under the covers? Are you, like pulling the shades back? Don't talk to me. What we doing?
Well, so my crash prior to the first day of set, it's kind of a mini crash. So I'm the type of person, like, I'm that person where if I go on a trip, like if we're going out of town on vacation, or even if we're not going on vacation, but we're getting ready to get on a plane, I never sleep the night before a plane. I mean, yeah, did I say that right? Yeah, I never sleep the night before having to board a plane and go somewhere. No matter how hard I try, like I can pack 3 days in advance and everything's packed. I just can't, my body just won't wind down for me to go to sleep. And it's kind of similar when I'm getting ready for my first day of set. And it's just excitement. It reminds me of like the night before Christmas when I was a kid. And it was like your mom's like, go to sleep. And I'm laying in the bed and I'm like, I mean, how many more hours of sleep do we have? Because I don't hear Santa. Like I need to be up right now. So it's that same feeling that I get. And so my crash is typically like me running around. That mini crash is me running around doing everything, and then I'll lay in the bed, and literally I probably don't get very much sleep the night before set. I'll go to sleep for a couple of hours, 2, 3, maybe 4, and then I'm up for, depending on the call time, depending on, you know, what time it's time to go out. After shooting, as a director, I don't really get to turn off until we're done, until we're wrapped. So even after we've wrapped for the night or for the day, I still have things to go over with the producers. I still have, the work doesn't end when we leave set for a director. So whenever I'm shooting, I just get in my head, okay, this is no sleep for however many days we're shooting until we're wrapped out. Once we're wrapped out, that final wrap, the job still isn't done for a director after that. However, you go into post mode, right? Which is a different experience from being on set in production mode. And so I do kind of have a mini crash. And with that, yes, I am in the bed, under the covers, hibernating like a bear for as long as I possibly can. And then when I get up, I'm rejuvenated and ready to move into, you know, post-production.
That's the truth right there. You getting it live, y'all. That's awesome. Like I bow my hat of you, because like I said, it's not easy working in the industry. Me being a creative, the process is so key, and trusting the process, and not only trusting the process, but also trusting yourself, which is what I got from your both of your statements. It's like trusting in yourself. You guys both are very educated, and just using that knowledge and just applying it to your own style and just going with it, and knowing that I cannot sleep until this is done. And I totally applaud y'all, because a lot of people don't have that willpower to do that. Some people put everything else above what they have to do, but in this game, you got to either be on it or you got to be off it. So I appreciate you guys for bringing that to the table and telling us about that, because a lot of people don't know the experience. They just think that this happens overnight, and that's why we have this platform, so that people can pick up the hidden gems that a lot of people don't have access to. So I appreciate you guys for being 100 about that. So thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Next question for the ladies. I think a lot of us want to understand. So what words of advice would you give to those looking to pursue a career in the arts and entertainment? I know we have a lot of friends and family members who are like, how do you do what you do? I want to get into it. Like, what advice would you give those individuals?
I would say you have to have some super, 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 super thick skin. Like rhinoceros skin.
Number one.
Because the amount of no's, the amount of rejections that you are going to have, it's not for the lighthearted. It's not. And I would also
tell it, honey. Tell it.
You gotta also have like I'll tell people patience. Like if you're not a patient person and you're not surely in this for the love of it and just the that it just what it does to you, like then don't, because if you're just in this for the fame, if you're just in this for the notoriety, this is not for you. You have to have patience. Rome was not built in a day. It's going to take time, cultivation before you even see your first harvest. Like it takes time. It takes time, and make your own way. I think I messed up in the beginning of trying to wait for somebody to tell me that I'm allowed to sit here. And finally, that's a little credit to being on quarantine for a year. You go insane, and sometimes you have to go insane to be sane. And realizing I don't have to do that. Like, just make your own way. Whether you have friends, create some content for yourself. You're your biggest fan, so start looking at this industry as a whole, and not just as, like, for me as a performer, not just performing. Look at it from a writing point. Like, understand it in its whole totality. If you know, before you decide you want to jump into this. God knows you give me something.
Yeah.
It's a long, long road.
Absolutely.
I agree 1000%. For sure, know that it is something you want to do.
Yeah.
Because if it is not, then you need to go find whatever that is and you need to pursue that. Because it is not for the faint. It is definitely yes, and yes to everything Ebony said. Like, you have to. I would do this for free, for no money, all day long, in my sleep, over and over again. I would continuously choose film. If you can't say that, if you can't say you will work for free without ever getting fame, without ever getting wealth, if you're not in it for the art, for the love of it, you can do it. It's just going to make the journey even more difficult.
Yeah.
It's like adding unnecessary difficulty.
Yeah.
And then once you know for certain that that's what you want to do, then pursue it relentlessly.
Yeah.
Like Ebony said, wait for other people, because we all go through that, right? When you first get in the industry, it's like, okay, who's gonna help me? Any takers, Nope, nobody. Okay, and it's like, no longer are we waiting to get invited to get a seat at the table. Build your own table. We don't even want to sit at the table. I don't want to sit at the table. I want my own table. Because I want to be able to dictate what that table looks like, how that table makes me feel, how big that table is, what that table is going to hold. I'm building my own table. And you have to have the thick skin that comes with being a builder, because you get a lot of rejection in front of the camera and behind the camera. We hear no more than probably anyone else ever. And when you don't hear a no, you hear the Hollywood, let's do lunch, which is code for no. It's
a nice no.
It's like, you hear it and you kind of have to like ride the ebb and flow of it. But I would definitely say, figure out and make sure it's what you want to do. Pursue it relentlessly. Don't give up. And again, also what Ebony said, be patient. Know that if God gave you the vision, it's going to come to fruition. God gave you.
Definitely.
He didn't give your vision to someone else. He gave it to you. So everyone is not going to see your vision. Everyone is not going to understand your vision.
Absolutely.
You will have people who will criticize your vision, or even probably try to diminish your vision. But again, if God gave it to you, not if you created it yourself, because we do that too.
Right.
But if God truly put the vision in your heart, and you know that this is what you're supposed to be doing, then don't give up on it. Just continue, because there's no way that it can't, come to pass. So that would be my advice.
Amen.
Amen. Are y'all listening to this audience? They are dropping serious gems. So I hope y'all listening and taking notes. All right, because we got the professionals in the room tonight. All right, who's speaking? All right,
I love that.
So y'all know we couldn't have you guys come into the studio and come on the show without having a little fun and playing a little game. So I hope y'all are ready to play a little game we have in store for you guys. One of the games that we have that we're about to premiere is called Name That Monologue. So this is for both Ebony and Shea. We're going to present you guys with a few lines of the monologue, and you have to identify where the monologue came from, as far as the name of the film or the show, and the actor in which performed that monologue. Are y'all up for the actor? So, are you guys up for the monologue challenge?
I'm gonna try.
Yay!
We promise not to make it too difficult for you. We gotta have a little fun. We gotta keep things alive and in color. Y'all know what it is.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. So, Britt, you ready with our first monologue guess?
Yes. I'll be going first. Okay. I'm gonna try to deliver this. I'm not an actor. All right. Choose Millie. And I'm sorry, Andrew, but I will use my considerable talents to tear you down brick by brick. Because the only way to do this, the only way to drop you from the ticket and be certain that this doesn't blow back on the president is to take you out and make sure Fitz is not the only one chasing you out of town, but all of America is too.
Scandal.
How did I do, first of all?
And that was from Scandal. And
Okay.
And Olivia Pope.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Ding, ding, ding,
I
ding,
didn't
ding,
butcher
ding.
it.
First
Woo!
place, Ebony.
Congratulations.
All right. Next one up. You ready, D?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
You accept what you got to accept and you work with it. Well, he's got to be somewhere. Maybe he's doing something good too. Well, maybe some of them boys want to get caught. That's why his father beat him. Not the wine. I'm talking about the boy's nature, none. Not anything he's done. He can't hold a child. You can't hold a child responsible for what God gave him to be. But then there's the boy's nature. Forget it then. Forcing people to say things. My boy came to your school because they're gonna kill him in the public schools. His father don't like him. He come to your school, kids don't like him. One man is good to him, this priest. And does a man have his reasons? Yes. Everybody does. You have your reasons, but do I ask the man why he's good to my son? No. I don't care why. My son needs some man to care about him and to see him through the way he wants to go. And thank God this educated man with some kindness in him wants to do just that.
Viola Davis in Proof.
Wait, say it again.
Viola Davis in Proof. Viola Davis in Proof.
You got the actor right.
You got the actress
No,
right.
I know this movie. The Viola Davis. It's Proof. No. Streep.
Hey, you can steal. Shay, you can steal.
You got everybody. You got all the actors right.
It's not Proof. Oh my gosh. Okay, you can still.
No, it's not the opposite of Proof.
Okay, it's not Proof. What is it? Oh my god. Hoffman Seymour's in it. Oh my god.
I know. What's the opposite of that?
Shay, you have a chance to steal, my love.
You got a chance to steal, Shay.
No cheating, Shay. I'm not. You're cheating. Not Proof.
I know this is good.
Doubt. Yeah. Doubt.
Okay, she came in at the 11th hour. You came in at the 11th hour, but you got it. Boo. You got it. 2 points for Team Ebony. All right, Shay, you got come in here and steal it though, love. Okay, we got two more.
All right, Marina, you ready for the last one?
You have a chance, Shay.
I'm trying.
I gotta charge my phone.
Brittany, you got this one?
No, go ahead, Britt.
Okay. All right, here we go. I gotta bring out my inner diva.
Come on, character.
A white woman probably the only one who'll tolerate a smug ass. Yeah, I was his white woman for 11 years. Couldn't have started a damn company without me. Hell, I worked my ass off. I mean, I got a master's degree in business. And there I was, his secretary, his office manager, and his computer. Come on.
All right, I was trying to give it to you, Shay.
All right now. Come on, y'all.
That is
classic.
It is. Waiting to Exhale. And it is it's Auntie. Oh my gosh, I can't think of her name right now. Oh my gosh, she's gonna slap me if I ever see her. Oh,
she gave you the movie, Shea.
Oh my God, I gave you. Why can't I?
Yes, it is.
Would you?
And
Yes.
Yes. Shea for the steal.
I know. I was like, why?
Shea for the steal.
No,
You
I
deserve it. You deserve it.
no. The only
I'm ashamed of myself for not knowing it.
because she said auntie.
Oh.
We love you, Angela. We love you, Angela.
We love you, Angela. Hopefully you come on the show, Angela, if you're watching. Okay.
I'm terrible at this game.
Right.
Wow.
I'm terrible with names, so I'm throwing to you.
Y'all ready for one more?
That was so much fun. Thank you for playing with us.
Oh, we're done.
Thank you for having me.
You guys ready for one more? Y'all gotta want to move on.
We can do one more.
Go for it, D.
Go, D.
So,
Go ahead.
y'all ready for one more?
One more.
Okay. Now this is anybody's game. Now it's neck and neck. Now it's neck and neck.
Neck and neck. Let's go.
All right.
Read my lips, Shea.
That's hilarious.
I thought she was jumping to get the way to tell one. Okay. D over here cracking neck. Okay.
Don't you think I had dreams and hopes? What about my life? What about me? Don't you think it ever crossed my mind to want to know other men? That I wanted to lay up somewhere and forget about my responsibilities? That I wanted someone to not the only one who wants and needs? But I held on to you, Troy. I told all my feelings, my wants and needs, my dreams, and I buried them inside of you. I'm nowhere near this person, but I tried.
Viola Davis and Fences.
Viola.
I love
Oh,
it.
dang.
She swooped in on you, Shea. I saw your mouth moving, and she was.
I was like, Viola Davis. But then
Man, Ebony, you are a rock star, my friend.
We should have gotten all of those. She's the actress.
I was a little nervous because I'm like, this tell me something I don't know.
Right. She said, if I don't know these, I'm doing something wrong.
I'm doing something wrong. I need to reevaluate myself.
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong section of this industry.
But that was great. D, you brought it that last time. Okay.
I'm trying. I'm nowhere near Viola Davis. Like Viola Davis is like up there for me. Y'all know I love me some V. So like I said, just to be able to recite that is an honor. And what a great way to kick off our first episode with a game that celebrates women of color in film. Some of the greatest monologues that known to man. You know?
Awesome.
I love that. So we had to bring it this time. Since it's Women's Month, we got to bring it. You got to bring it. But thank you guys so much. Thank you. Yes. So before we wrap things up, we have two more questions to ask. So, current projects you guys are working on. I know you guys both. I've talked with both of you separately. What you guys got cooking. I know a lot of our listeners are dying to know because you guys are both always working women. So we want to know we want the inside scoop of what's coming up.
Okay, I'll go.
Go ahead, Liz.
A few of my dear friends and classmates have decided we are going to make our own table. And Duell, you've been helping us with this as well. Thank you. We are doing we wrote, producing, and starring in our first web series that will air in the summertime. And it's about just, it's a dramedy of it's around 3 women who are trying to just figure it out, they're, all hanging on by a thread, trying to pursue their dreams, and they're codependent on each other. So I can't wait for it to air, and I hope people love it and fall in love with the characters that we created.
Yes.
Once it's done with it, we'll let you know where to watch that. Yeah.
And trust me, I had a sneak peek at the table read. They were Ebony was so gracious enough to have me there for the table read with the cast. It's an amazing cast and a great script. So I'm excited to come on board of that project. And you guys will see it when it comes time to, when the cat's ready to come out the bag. So I don't want to give too much away because I like to keep my job. So we'll circle back on that later on. What about you, Miss Shea Harris? You got anything cooking and anything brewing coming down the pipeline for us?
Got a couple of things. I am finishing up on the second draft for my feature film, Yelling Love, which my team and I are going to shoot a proof of concept. I keep pushing the date back. We were supposed to do this the end of 2020. So I'm going to say this summer. I haven't put another date on it yet, but I'm just trying to get that second draft pumped out so that we have enough of the meat to shoot the proof of concept. And then I have some other projects that I have 2 short films that we are gearing up to shoot that I'll be directing, that my friends have trusted me to direct their short films. I'm very honored. One will be shooting in the next 2 months, and then we don't have a date on the other one, but sometime this spring as well. So I'm looking forward to getting back on set. I am enjoying the writing process and really just trying to get my footing in it and hoping that this feature that I pump out is one that will, make a dent in the world we live in today. So that's it for now.
That's awesome. Well, we wish you both the best in your endeavors with your upcoming projects. We're so excited to hear more about them, and hopefully later on we'll have you guys both back on to promote those projects because we want to celebrate women in film and women in television. And Monologue Room is a family. It's not just a show, but it is a gathering of artists that we've cultivated into a family. So we are very proud of both of you, and we want you to keep striving, in this platform. Also, another important thing, being artists is so important for us to stay connected. And one of the places where we stay connected is our social platforms. So where can we find both of you guys on social media so that we can continue to show our support in your efforts?
I can be found at Ebony Nicole J on Instagram and Facebook as well. And Twitter, Ebony Nicole J as well. That's my handler.
All right.
Awesome.
Go follow her right now, y'all.
Same here. I am Shea Butter Pro on Instagram, on Twitter, Shea Harris on Facebook, and I'm also on Clubhouse as Shea Harris or Shea Butter Pro.
Okay, Clubhouse.
Yeah.
Come with the Clubhouse handle. You better be on the Clubhouse.
Right.
She is on Clubhouse every morning. I be seeing my notification at like 6 a.m. Shay be dropping some knowledge on her. She be giving some affirmations. So y'all better follow Miss Shay, okay? Get your day right and get your life right as you on the go.
Yes, all that good stuff.
So, Brittany, Marina, is there anything else you want to add before we let our lovely, lovely special guests go for the evening?
I just really want to say thank you for coming on for our first live and just agreeing to come on and giving us your time. Time is precious, as we know really now during a pandemic. And I just really appreciate you guys and what you're doing. You ladies are fabulous and great artist, and I'm just so lucky to have met you both through Joelle and Brittany, and I'm just so honored to have you. I know Shea, you said I'm honored to be on, and I'm like, no, I'm honored to have you, and I'm just looking for all the great work that you guys are putting in, and I can't wait to see it on screen or wherever it's going to be. I'm going to support you to the end. And I wanted to piggyback on you guys saying that making the room or making the table for ourselves, making it for ourselves. Let's create the characters and the stories that we don't see or that we're not privy to seeing on the big screens. Let's do it ourselves. And that's what the monologue room is about. Like Joelle said, we are a family, we are a community, and we always talk about the writer's room and writing scripts. I always have ideas and I'm throwing them to Joelle, and he's like, let me show you how to do a storyboard, let me show you how to do and so, and then Brittany is like, I have this script, Marina, we need to do this script. And I'm like, okay, let's do the script, so we do that, it's just that, finding time to, and it's not an excuse. You have to sit down and you have to do it. We have the ideas, we are the creators, and I just say, let's just do it, so I have your back, and I know you guys have mine, because the vision of the monologue room, I had the vision and then shared it with my two friends here and my husband, and now we're here. And you guys agreed to come on, and yeah, so now we're here. So yeah, I
awesome.
I know. I'm just so happy. I'm really fulfilled right now. I can cry. So I'm not gonna talk anymore.
You're gonna make me cry, girl. Who's mascara?
Say thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for building this table and then inviting me to have a seat at it, because you've done exactly what we were talking about earlier, is building your own table. The monologue room is so necessary. It is such an imperative component in our community. It has brought so many opportunities to so many people and has connected so many of us on so many levels. And I just want to say hats off to you guys. Congratulations for following through with this, for building it into what it is now from the vision that God implanted in you in the beginning. And I see nothing but great things moving forward for this platform. And I'm just excited to be able to be like, them my friends. I know that.
Exactly.
I mean, if it wasn't for the monologue room, I think that was the first place that I ever was able to have a platform and feel like I was filling up the space, like that.
Wow.
Because it's different on film. You don't really get to see people's reaction like you do when you're on stage. And I think that was the determining factor for me. Like, I belong here and I'm going to fight for it.
Yeah.
And
that's awesome.
And I owe it to you guys for giving me that opportunity, because if it wasn't for you guys, I don't know where I would be. So I'm thankful to God
that's awesome.
for having me walk through your doors. And when I met Joelle, Brittany, and Shea back, you guys are doing 20 to life, and
yes,
I mean, like I'm forever grateful for you guys. I really am. Being a transient here, I'm not from Los Angeles. Like, I'm so thankful I met you guys. Like, God is looking out. So thank you for having me on here and
absolutely.
And we're so happy to have you. We thank both of you for coming on our first episode, our premiere episode kickoff for the Monologue Room LA. We hope to have you back sometime soon, back on the panel to talk more about the everyday lives of being creative in Los Angeles and catching up with you guys. So I thank you so much. So thank you, and we hope to see you soon on the Monologue.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, ladies. Wow. Well, that was amazing.
I can't hear you, but that's okay. I can read lips. I'm a professional lip reader now. I love you all. I love you, love you, love you. This was amazing. I can't wait to watch this back so I can hear what y'all was saying. But I'm so excited, and I can't wait to the next one. Are y'all ready for the next one? We're gonna be on episode 2. We got it done,
2.
y'all.
So true.
So for all who are watching, who are still with us, the next episode of the Monologue Room Los Angeles live podcast will take place on the 25th of this month, Thursdays at 7:30. So new time, 7:30. We started a little early today, but we're going to go to our new time, which is 7:30, Thursday, March 25th. And we hope you guys will come join us, and we'll have some more amazing guests on and a lot of great other topics to discuss. As it is the Monologue Room LA. Special thanks for Marina Kidd. Shout out to Brittany Nicholas, and I'm your host and moderator, Duell Andrews. And a good night.
God bless.
God bless.
Good night. We did it, y'all.